In round 8 of the below 1600 ICA Open, which happened in Bangalore, I was facing AIM Sushrutha Reddy on the fifth board with the black pieces. Sushrutha Reddy is a famous coach in Bangalore. He takes classes in schools and there's an academy, ICA Academy, and he was also the tournament organizer for this particular tournament. So let me take you to the game because it was a thrilling game. Sushrutha came all guns blazing with the King's Gambit. I took it, of course, and after knight f3, the main idea is g5. The idea is to go g4. And here Sushrutha shows his intention to go for the sacrifice. The Museo Gambit takes and queen takes. But I had a line which my student taught me. He showed me this line and I used it here. It's bishop g7. A slightly less ambitious approach. I'm not going for the piece, but I want a stable position with a nice pawn structure. If I can maintain this pawn structure and develop my knight and castle, I am good. This would be a great position, right? So that is the idea of this bishop g7 move. So Sushrutha went for d4. I played knight e7, knight c3, all natural moves, and I played d6. Again, a natural move, right? Now, in this position, Sushrutha played h4. So the idea for white to undermine this is to start with g3 and h4. That is very important. And he understood this here. He started with h4, although g3 was better. Now, of course, I can't take because then the pawn structure is gone and the f file would be a problem. So I play bishop g4, pinning the knight. And now g3, another very nice move. He is opening up his king, but he's also opening up lines towards my king in the process. Again, I don't want to take. I don't want to get crushed on f7. I played a very good move here, knight c6, attacking the d4 pawn. And if you push, then knight e5. That's a very nice position for black. So it forced Sushrutha to play knight e2, defending the d4 pawn. Now I'm in a good position. And I played knight g6. Here I actually considered d5, which was actually a good option. I thought after takes, takes, and bishop back, this can become bad if I castle long. But that is a good option here because then after takes, takes, I can come back to c4 and go to f5. So that was a mistake from my part, and I played knight g6. He played c3, solving the d4 problem, and I played rook g8. I had options here. Queen d7 was another option, getting ready to castle. d5 was no longer possible. a6 was a slight option, and castling was also kind of in the air. But I thought, let me put a rook in the same file as the king. Just a quiet little move. He played queen b3. It's a big decision because now he's shifting his attack to f7 directly, and he's looking at b7. So what do we do? Queen d7. If queen takes, rook b8, and there is activity, so that's fine. And here he played bishop b5. This is where, when the attack shifted, right? Till now it was about this side. And now suddenly there's an attack from this side. And I got shook off here. And I did not play correctly. I should have played a6 and removed the tension in the position. Because if he goes back, b5 is there. But instead, I went for bishop take, which is still okay. And I should have played a6 here at least. And I played queen h6. This is still okay. So I'm focusing on the king side. And now d5 is not a problem because of knight h4, threatening the rook and threatening mate. And if rook back, then pawn takes. So, I mean, pawn takes is this check, but maybe not pawn takes, but then the position becomes a bit good after f3. So he played king f2, stopping knight h4. And now I played pawn take, which is a big mistake. This shifts the game into white's hands because now white gets the bishop out, which was the whole idea of h4 and g3. And what I should have done instead of taking on h4 was castling or a6. Both moves were good. Because if queen f7, there was rook f8, and the position is good for black. So I went wrong here with g takes, and he played bishop takes, 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 and I took. Here, if he plays rook takes, there was bishop takes d4. That's the idea. So he cannot do that. He played king e3. Now I played queen d7, which is a move in time pressure, and it's a blunder. And the simple win here for white would have been just d5 because there's too much pressure here and the pin is just deadly. But he didn't want to close out his queen. He wanted more. So he went for knight h5. And I played queen e7, getting out of the pin. But the pawn is gone. He can play rook g3 if he wants now. My idea was just to go queen h4 in that case. And if knight takes, is rook hangs. If rook takes, there is uh, actually rook takes was a good option for him. So rook takes g3 was good for him. If you let me just confirm with the engine. Here rook g3 is a good move. The idea was after rook g3, queen h4 doesn't work. I'll have to probably go. I'll have to give up a piece probably. Bishop takes, pawn takes, and then just castle and play that position. But he didn't play rook g3. He again wanted more. He wanted full control, and only then he wanted to take on g3. He played rook g8, rook g1, which is a mistake because it allows queen g5. And here he could have gone back to f4, but that blocks the rook. The attack on f7 is not really there. And the knight spin, right? So it was still better. But he played king d3. Still okay for him, still winning for him. After queen h5, he can still go rook g3. He goes rook g3. And now, actually, after king d3, it's bad for him because queen takes knight, rook g3. I can go king f8, defending everything. And I can also go castling, giving back the piece, but with pressure. So he goes for that. He goes for rook g7. By the way, even here, after queen takes knight, d5 is still kind of, oh, d5 is no longer option. Rook is hanging. What about after, yeah, here rook g8 was d5 possible? This was still an option, but then queen g5 comes. So d5 is no longer possible. So he went rook g1, queen g5, king moves and takes. And now he takes and I castle, giving back the piece. But now I'm winning because my queen's active. He got the piece back, but his king is not able to hide. And here I played rook takes, and he played a big blunder here. Can you spot the winning move that I played in this position? Black to play and win. The key is the rook that's undefended here. Knight takes. Idea being if pawn takes, queen takes is a fork. So he plays queen c4 defending. Now there were a few seconds, so I had to decide whether to go for the endgame, which would have been not a great option if I went for the endgame. This is equal. I mean, I'm still better, but I can defend this pawn and give back this pawn, but still not enough. There's more. So after queen c4, knight f3 check. King moves, queen check. King moves, queen check. And here I played a very nice move, which I'm really proud of. Knight e5, a move that keeps everything in control, the move that wins. Actually, it's winning a piece because if queen b5, there's a6 and the bishop is gone. And f7 is defended by the knight. So I have control of everything. And this is a very interesting moment. The game ended in the next two moves, but there's a funny thing here. He played bishop g4. I thought just take, and I win. And I instantly played it. And he also instantly took after knight takes, bishop takes. But guess what? He had a mate. I was shocked when I saw this in the engine. Queen takes pawn, and there's no defense. The automatic recapture lost for him because of the fork. But queen f7 wins. And even rook f7 wins. Because if pawn c6, there's just queen e6 check. And the king gets in. This also wins. So basically, the lesson here is when there's a capture, don't automatically take back. A lot of time we just take automatically back. Look a little bit more further and you might see queen f7. Right? If he had played queen f7, I'm dead lost. And my tournament would have been completely different because it was a penultimate round. And losing that game would be just heartbreaking from a winning position. What I should have done here, though, I should not have taken the bishop. If I saw queen f7, shouldn't have taken it. Basically, I should just move the king, and everything is still controlled. The position is still great. The knight is beautiful, but he took with rook, and after queen d1, he resigned. So that is how round 8 went for me. A line that my student showed me actually became useful, and it was a crazy game.